Alright, launched. And any moment now, it should be coming up on the Twitch. Who knows, though? On the Twitchy. Alright, we are live, guys.
Yes, we are.
Happy game day. How's everyone doing?
Alright, pretty good.
I'm alive.
Here.
Yeah. So did you have to do all the works?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
5x5 panels for outdoor wood fencing.
Mm-hmm.
I've got half out of the 12 or 15 on one side done. We still got 3 sides to go.
Oh, that just sounds like oodles and oodles of fun.
Oh, it was extra fun. Yep.
Cool. Well. Yep. Alright. So, what did we do last time? I don't know.
Can everyone see Brad?
No.
No, he's circling the drain.
Cool, man. I was just making sure it was just it wasn't just me.
Yeah. Nope. Definitely circling the drain.
Oh, Brad, we miss you.
He's not real. He's not a real boy.
He was never real.
Everything's a simulation.
I mean, maybe. You don't know.
Definitely
Sure.
not maybe. It's totally 100% accurate.
We've already talked about this.
Yeah.
Everything's a lie!
Welcome
no.
to the fake tricks.
I just knocked over my fake cup of pins.
It's okay, because they're not real. You don't have to worry about it.
I just knocked over my
Define
real cup of
fake
fake
cup of
pins.
pens.
Because it's all a simulation.
Mm-hmm.
I must not
Indeed.
be drunk enough.
No. Mm-mm. You should have
The
started
only
sooner.
one true thing is cheese.
Is that true?
no.
Everything else is
Because it's all vegan cheese.
Oh, no.
You know, I've never had vegan cheese, so I can't knock it, but I feel like I wouldn't like it.
I don't think
I will
you wanna
not
eat it.
claim it as real cheese.
Yeah.
If it's not made of milk, it's not my mold.
Also, my my too extreme gaming chair is
Brad seems to be having some real issues.
starting
here.
to break. I mean, I've had it for like 10 plus years, so it'll be time for a new one.
Can anyone see him?
No.
Nope.
I will refresh myself. That does not fix it, so it is not on my end. Come on, B-Rad. Show us your game face. Can anyone
Show
else
us
see
your
him?
game cheeks.
No one sees the Brad.
Well, I can hear him on Discord, and he says he doesn't know what's going on. It's not fucking loading.
Tell him to refresh his browser.
Refresh your browser, maybe?
Yeah. Hi. So,
Try a quick reset on your computer.
Nope. Thought maybe it was going to do something, and then it didn't. Oh. Wait.
He can hear you.
Circle.
Okay. That's a start. I see this.
He can hear and see everybody. He just can't talk or anything.
Okay.
Hold on a minute. I'll be back.
Oh no! They're dropping like flies. The kobolds are killing everyone. And now we just lost Mist too. There he is. Okay. Wow. This was going way more poorly than I thought it would.
This is
Oh no!
April
Don't
Fool's
do
all
it!
over
Oh
again.
no!
What?
I'm gonna have a seizure.
Alright. He's gonna reset his computer real quick.
All right. Well, I'm gonna recap while he's doing that. So you guys pulled off a heist, essentially. You
No, it didn't.
yeah, you did. You pulled it off.
We pulled off an escape.
Yeah. It was an escape heist. So you guys got the Duchess, Imogen, out of her kingdom without any real repercussions at the moment, anyways. Along with Darren, the third prince of the Dwarven Kingdom, And Gundry, his sort of bodyguard, castle guard, whatever, your driver essentially, and yeah. So the cart you guys drove to Macrotier is still in Macrotier. So
Yeah.
that's a thing. I mean, it was the it's Ugrin's cart. It's not your cart. So, but you know, that's probably going to. I mean, someone's going to do something with that, right? Somebody's paying rent or whatever and collect it at some point in time. But anyways, you guys got back. You did some house cleaning with some things you wanted built in sort of the guild area, and talked to Fluffy. You learned that there was a kobold attack on the town of Ugrin, and Gundry expressed that he was very anxious to get back to defend his home. You guys convinced him to stay the night, and you guys would leave in the morning. That's sort of where we left off with you guys leaving in the morning. It's a 2-day walk to Ugrin from where you guys are at, because you don't have any other transportation at the moment.
Yeah.
So you started on the morning of Saturday, and you will have walked for 2 days, so you'll be arriving Monday morning, April the 12th. So let's update my list. Update your list if you like. I suggest it. Bloop, bloop. Alright. Yep, that happens. That happens. So yeah, alright. So also, while you guys have been traveling, Gundry definitely opens up a little bit more, or he attempts to open up a little bit more. Does anyone converse with him when he sort of starts to sort of initiate some conversation?
Sure.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, okay, cool.
Same.
So one of the things he does is he sort of tells you a little bit about himself. Obviously, he's an elven ranger, but elves are fey-raced, and it's pretty rare in the Dwarven Kingdom for there to be a lot of fey in service to royalty, because a lot of their kind were hunted down.
Just being a bitch.
Huh? Oh, okay. So anyways, but Gundry kind of tells you guys that one of the reasons he feels so loyal to the Duke of Ugrin is that when all of the slaughter and killing of the Fey races and the magical people and stuff started happening, he granted them sanctum within the walls of the Ugrin castle. And so there's a lot of Fey and magic users in the employ of the Duke of Ugrin. So he took them in as family basically during a time when most of their brethren were being killed. And Ugrin was an ideal place for that to happen because it's more on the outskirts of the nation. And so it wasn't, and with the walls so tightly secure, there was not a lot of questioning about it. So, and then he starts sort of asking you guys about, he sort of asks about how you came about some of your fantastical abilities, and what led you to be adventurers. How forthcoming are you with any of that information?
Pretty vague-ish.
Melody would be very forthcoming.
Yes, she would.
But does anyone stop her from being forthcoming? I guess that's a good question.
As long as she's only talking about shit about her, not implementing anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just me.
How in detail do you go about the fight with the gods and stuff like that? Or do you at all? Do you even touch on that?
Probably not. Just
Okay.
I would probably be answering questions, talking really excitedly, and probably about stuff that doesn't even really matter.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I'll be like, we saw this one really cool squirrel, and I have a cat bag. That's
Yeah.
exactly how Melody would be talking.
So, and because he's no longer transporting Darren, he's dropped his human glamour. So he just looks like a an elf ranger now. Now you're also an elf, Melody.
Yeah.
And Wildheart, a dark elf. So I guess one thing he asks you is, what part of the continent are you from? And I don't remember.
It's been so long, I don't remember.
Yeah. And he tells you he's from the southern part of the dwarven continent. So originally, anyways,
Yeah.
he lived in a forest until a lot of his.
I remember that Melody said she was in a forest somewhere,
Yeah.
So
Most elves, right?
Forest area.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll tell him. I just don't know where.
Yeah. And so I mean, he kind of like reminisces about like elven culture, how it used to be a long time ago and stuff.
Hello.
I hear you.
I heard him.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
have voice.
Let me redo my thing here.
The camera. I don't know what's going on with the camera.
Yeah, I can't see you, but
The
I can hear
camera's
you.
acting weird, so he's got the camera off right now.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
But we can hear you.
All right. Well, I mean, it's something, right?
That works.
That's a step in the right direction.
Wildheart. Gundry, for the most part, has not done a lot of talking to you. But I guess at some point in time while you guys are traveling, he looks over at you and he's kind of like,
Hey!
"Hey, I see you. Yeah, look at that."
Yeah!
He looks at you and he says, "So, dark elves, huh?" He said, "You guys don't get out much." Do you respond to him in any way? Did we lose Brad again?
Feel like you just... Okay. God damn it.
Killing me.
The thing is, can we hear him?
He's not talking.
No.
Yep.
No, his mic's not working. Woo!
Okay.
I was
now
gonna say if we can, I can't.
I'm good. All right. What was the question?
So yeah, Gundry looks over to you. I mean, he's an elf, but a normal elf, and he looks over at you and he's like, "So, dark elves, huh?" He says, "You guys don't get out too much."
Yeah. No, we don't.
He says,
We're usually in a hole somewhere.
he says, what compelled you to leave your tribe?"
They were all slaughtered.
He says, "Oh, that's horrible." He says,
by
"Was
the
it?
White Elf.
Wait, was it? Or you
It was
just
a-
say that? What?
It was the regular elves.
Yeah.
That slaughtered my people.
He says, "Oh, what was the conflict over?"
Land.
He says, "Yeah."
They think it's always over.
He inquires about for like about how long ago it was that this happened.
About 15 years.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really towards the height of most of the Fae being slaughtered and hunted down. So I'm gonna guess likely they were looking for a safe place and would take it by any means. He says, "Well, I can't speak for all elves, but I'm sorry that happened to you."
Thank you.
And then he sort of another point in time during the travels, he sort of kind of walks up beside Gray and he's like, "So your dragon, that's a pretty rare thing you got there."
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Says you don't see a lot of those.
Nope. No, you don't.
Says, "Look, I'm gonna level with you. I happen to know at one point in time the gnomes were in possession of some dragon eggs. You by chance get
Yeah.
get this little guy from them?
From one of them.
And Simba's like, hey, Pops, why is that dude being so nosy? Like he doesn't even address him like he's not there.
Cause people who don't know no better are nosy.
He says,
Ray, looks like you have a giant Tyrone the cat.
Mm-hmm.
and as you answer him, he's like, can we
Nope.
eat? No,
Nope.
no, but
Nope.
okay.
No.
If you change your mind, you let me know.
Oh, I will let you know who you can eat.
Okay, cool. Yeah. He's like,
Are you hungry right now?
I mean, I could eat.
Not for people.
I could eat.
Okay. We'll get you some food in a little bit.
And also, sort of during another point in time, during your 2-day travel, Gundry looks over at, walks up to Mist, and he says, "Hey, so are you in charge?"
Am I in charge?
He says, "Yeah." Like,
As much as one could be, I guess.
says, I mean, seems like you carry the most money.
I wouldn't say that.
Says, really? Interesting. So, I mean,
Nah, man, he broke.
he said, "What is your skill set? It's very pretty quick and nimble, and well, you seem to be like a scout, maybe."
He's calling you shady.
He's just trying to
I hear
get
it.
he's just trying to get to know everybody a little better.
Yeah, sure he is.
This is why we can't have nice
I am
things.
what I
He's
am,
gonna be the
and
big
I've
bad.
been the same for as long as I can remember.
He says, "Cool, awesome."
What are you getting at?
Look, I'm just trying to, if I'm being honest, I haven't really talked to you guys a lot. I mean, we spent 5 days of traveling, but I spent most of the time driving, and then, in town, I was pretty occupied with, looking after Darren, and I definitely have respect for what you and your group can do, and so now I'm just trying to take the time to get you to know a little better. We're going to go face this threat. I don't know what we're gonna be walking into, but I'm just curious what skill sets we have available to us.
Sure, yeah. Sounds more like you're prying into things you shouldn't be prying into.
A skill set is the dragon.
He says, "Oh, certainly, yeah."
And where it came from, right?
I just trying to make conversation. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
Well, cool, man. Why don't you tell me all about yourself then?
Yeah, he does. I mean, he tells you about how he grew up a poor elven boy in a small tribe that got wiped out by hostile minotaurs and dwarves working for the god Lu, and how he was taken in as sort of like a teenage elf by the Duke of Ugrin, and how he's been in the employ of that Duke ever since.
Well, why don't you tell us more about that Duke?
He says, "Oh, well, Duke Hagar is a splendid man. He gives freely of himself, and he inspires fierce loyalty in those around him."
Why has he got a giant wall and he lets nobody in?
He says, "Well, for safety and security. I mean, if it weren't for that wall, I mean, most of us that lived behind it would have been hunted and killed long ago."
Yes, but he doesn't let anybody in.
He says, "Well,"
Like, not even to buy. I know, I've tried.
he says, "It's I guess over the last 50 or 60 years, it's become a very close-knit type group of people, and well, everyone has their secrets, I guess, and it's sort of become a culture of isolation almost.
Okay.
He says, but I mean, he built that town from nothing, and he put up the wall. He didn't ask anyone to build around it. People just started building as the trade routes flow, and the outer town just sort of emerged on its own.
Yep, it's a shame all those people died and everyone inside that wall stayed safe.
He says, I know the price of security is
Too
high.
bad he didn't let those walls open and save more, huh?
Yes, well, it is a shame. But, well, the Duke is not quick to trust. Unfortunately, I think. Or maybe fortunately, I don't know. Maybe it's what's kept us alive so long.
Can you tell us a little bit about him? Like, what is he? Who is?
Well, I mean, he's a dwarf. You, I believe you met him, if I'm not mistaken.
Have we?
Was it not he who gave you this quest?
I do not remember.
It was. You didn't know he was the Duke.
Okay, so it really was him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then I ask him to describe him in detail, and then I say, yes, we did meet that fellow.
He's like, oh, yes, yeah, okay. He says, and, I mean, you met Hawkins, the general of the guard.
Yeah.
Yes.
The douchebag.
Yeah, well, he has an odd sense of humor, but he does make us laugh.
I was going to ask what sense of humor, but I feel like that would be kind of mean.
Yeah. Well, yeah, y'all met Hawkins. Hawkins had kind of like an arrogant sense of humor.
We sure did.
Yeah. And after spending some time talking with you, he sort of ends up talking to or tries to talk to Fiamma. Fiamma, do you entertain conversation with him?
Yeah, shut the fuck up, nerd.
He's like, oh, okay.
There, what you've been asking around? I light fires. That's what I do. There you go.
He says, yes, yeah, light fires. And you like the pleasures too.
Whatever, I like the money.
We all like the pleasures.
Is that like an adventuring skill set, though?
No, he's making small talk. He's just,
Oh, okay, because I knew he was asking about that earlier.
I mean,
All
look,
right.
he's essentially like, kind of, in a roundabout way, asked y'all to help him, like, defeat these kobolds, for the town. And so,
Yeah.
He's...
I make it very clear to him, I already said I was going to defeat these kobolds for cash, so I don't care if he wants me to or not. It's what's happening.
They owe you money anyway.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, seeing the abilities you guys possess, he doesn't want to alienate you from potentially helping out the Ugrin.
Yeah. Pissing us off.
Yeah.
Gray touches his body and say, "You only want me for my dragon."
He says, "Oh no. He says, your might and power alone is worthy."
And don't you tell nobody I'm a werewolf either.
He says, "A werewolf? What do you mean?"
He's seen that.
Yeah.
He's seen that.
Yeah, but he's just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay, then you don't know what I'm talking about. No one knows.
And so also too, as you're walking, he
Just goes, oh.
Yeah. He also kind of conveys that he's happy that the prince could be with his love. He fears that it will be short-lived, but that hopefully they can make it work.
One can only hope.
And then he also he sort of also in a roundabout way inquires if the your area that they're in is safe.
Safe enough. Nobody knows it exists.
It's jam packed with killers.
Yeah, I mean it is
true.
That's us, but you know.
it is part of a trade route, so people do pass through there, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not super known.
No.
Not to mention we have actual adventurers there, Kazuki.
And we don't even have a solid guild yet for a bunch of people to be coming through taking jobs or any of that either. So.
Not yet, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it might be known in a few months or a little longer than that.
But with
we have a literal squad of rejects, but still technically adventurers there too.
They are all murderers.
Yeah, man.
With
Big D is gonna do our brothel for us.
Yes.
Yeah,
With,
the no brothel set for us.
It's literally just him. Everyone sleeps with him.
With the inn there, and obviously Fluffy running the inn, there are definitely like some questionable people that are going to start passing through, obviously. And then also there's a small market, so more people will come. It'll start becoming more of a point that people don't just pass through; that they sort of stay for a bit to trade information, trade wares, whatever. So, I mean, it's it'll grow, and the more you nurture it, obviously, the more it'll grow. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you guys could literally build paths, further out and put, residential districts in and whatever. I mean, that's up to you, but, stuff. So anyways, after traveling and talking with Gundry for 2 days, you arrive, like I said, I believe, it was Monday morning?
Maybe.
Yeah, Monday morning, April 12th. So you arrive, when you arrive, sort of just outside the entry to the town, you pass a number of mass graves, and Gundry, as he walks by, and he's like, "Dear Lord, how many have been claimed?"
I look at him and say, "What do you mean by claimed?"
He says, "Well, they wouldn't have dug the mass graves. Like, how many lives have been claimed?"
Ah, okay.
I was about to say, if they're all in a mass grave, ain't nobody claiming anybody.
No, well, their lives have been claimed. Sorry, context,
You
I
mean,
guess.
how many are dead?
Yeah, well, he didn't want to say that and be disrespectful, I guess. So yeah,
I did.
As you get into town, you're definitely passing. There's some other adventuring-looking people as well, as you kind of come in, that are along the road and walking that way. And as you get closer to town, you notice that a lot of the buildings have windows broken out of them, have claw marks on the door. There's some probably like blood here and there. It does kind of smell of death as you're walking through the town.
Okay.
And Gundry is sort of leading you guys right to the front gate. Do you follow him there, or does anybody peel off at any point in time?
No, follow 100%.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gotta get the quote-unquote quest.
Yep.
Gotta get my money.
So yeah, Gundry leads you to the front gate, and he knocks on it, and it opens up. But as soon as it opens up, there is 10 guards surrounding the entrance, and one of them walks forward. And he says, "Gundry, how are you here? Did the mission fail? Did you even make it to Makertier?" He says, "Yes, I made it. We're back, and we're here to help. We've heard there's been troubles with the kobolds." And the guard's like, "There are, but how do you know that? And I don't believe it's even possible for you to be back from Makertier unless you just got back. Where's what you took?" And he's like, "In a safe place. We achieved our secondary goal." They're speaking code, but obviously you know what they're talking about. He's like, "We achieved our secondary goal. there was a little bit of a ruckus, but I don't think there's any suspicion. And the guard's like, he's like, well, that's good to hear, but I'm still, well, that you're here now just almost doesn't make sense, but we can discuss that further. And he says,
from the back, I'm like, magic!
He looks out and he says, are you bringing these in with you? And he's like, no, they're like, they'll be really helpful. I mean, like, I promise you won't be disappointed. And he's like, fine, 1 second. And he pulls out a like a conch shell from his back.
Okay.
No, and he holds it up to his face like a phone.
What the?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What?
And he's like, give me Hawkins. And
doing magic right now. Like,
yeah. Well, the camp is full of magic users. I mean, it was already, Gundry's basically expressed that. But like teleportation's not even like a thing, right? So he's like, yeah, yep, nope. The adventurers, you sent them, they're back, and Gundry says to bring him in. Yeah, all right, and he just like motions like for y'all to like come in. And as soon as you get in, the doors close immediately behind you. The guards that are there sort of part. And Hawkins starts leading you. Gundry starts leading you further up. When you get to about here, Hawkins walks up and he's sort of like meeting you and Gundry. And Hawkins is like, well, I see you survived. Good to see you again.
Hey, how's it going, Hawthorne?
He says, oh.
Yes, yeah.
He says, your tongue is just as fiery as your hair and your magic.
And something else. Scratch, scratch.
He didn't say which hair.
He says,
and Joel's gone.
Yep, we lost Joel. And he's like, well, let's catch you up to the situation then, if you'll follow me. And so he leads you to the front gate of the castle. And he walks up to the front gate and looks up and just like gives like a head up nod to the. You don't see who he's like looking at, but he's looking up towards like the roof. And after a few seconds, the gates open, and he says, "All right, well, we're gonna head on in." And so he leads you in, and he leads you down several paths and corridors. The inside of this castle is pretty dang nice.
I just want to ask one player level question. Is the dragon with me?
Yeah.
Do they see this thing?
The people.
I would hope so.
The people inside the wall see the dragon. Yeah.
All right, nobody cares. All right, yay.
The people inside the wall don't seem as phased by it.
Good. This is where I can get a polymorph spell.
So, So yeah, he leads you. A lot of the walls are covered in like velvet draperies, and as you pass some rooms, some rooms even have like carpeting in them, and he leads you into a very large open room. It's got a table in the center of the room, and the table has carved into the top of it a basic layout of the surrounding land, and on the far end of the table you see Hagar, the guy who gave you the quest originally, and there's also several armored dwarves, elves. There's some humans in there. You see a few tabaxi. There's a satyr, one lizard folk, and so as you're walking in, he says, "Oh, join us. We're just going over our little problem." And he says, "You know what? You guys need some money, don't you?"
Sure do.
He says, "You know,
Yeah.
we'll we'll get that right away. And then he whispers over to a dwarf that's beside him, and the guy nods and like runs off. And he says,
First time somebody said they're going to give us money without us asking for it. I don't like this.
he says,
First time ever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the guy runs off, and he's like, "My man's gonna go fetch that for you. If you wouldn't mind listening in to what we got going on here, and he says, so as I was saying, it seems like there are a lot of small camps all around the woods. It seems like it's a pretty large perimeter. We're still trying to find the nest, the main camp. It's quite confusing, their movements." He says, ever since the dragon left the forest, the kobolds have just been getting stronger and stronger. And he says, I think what we need to do is split into several different units. There are several adventurers who are coming in. We're going to make use of them.
Didn't leave.
He says, oh, what was that? Did you say something?
Nah, it's good.
Oh, okay. And he says, oh, and I see you've got a dragon there with you.
Yes, I do.
He says, will you be bringing that along to the war effort?
Possibly.
He says, I don't know if you're aware, but kobolds fear dragons.
Well, that's good.
He says,
It's good to know.
we definitely could make good use of
If I
you
bring
and the
it,
dragon.
I'm gonna need a polymorph scroll, because I can't just walk around every town with this thing like this.
He says, oh, well then.
It needs to learn polymorph.
He says, well, I don't know. It's my understanding that dragons can't learn from spells, but if they see a spell performed enough times that they can learn it. So we do have someone who can perform the spell in front of your dragon a number of times.
Yes, we need to do that.
Quite possibly
So
you can pick that up.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So he says, we'll arrange that for sure. He goes on to say, talking sort of strategy about breaking up into groups and hunting down the kobolds and their various outcroppings and trying to narrow down where their nest is. He does sort of over the expanse of the conversation, he doesn't come out right and say it, but you get the impression that about 90% of the outer wall population is dead. There's basically like hardly anyone left.
This is gonna go through all their houses.
Jeez.
They're fucking dead, man. They don't need their shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
No.
But he kind of goes on for a while. After some time passes, the guy who he sent off comes back, and he's got like a little wagon behind him, and it's got some stuff in it. And the guy comes out and he says, "Oh, yes. Well, I think everyone's pretty abreast of the situation now. We'll break into some small groups and decipher a little more individual strategy." He says, "Hawkins, if you could see to our new guests and get them their wares and whatnot." So Hawkins says, "Yeah, sure. I'll take care of it, Your Highness." And he walks over, and the guy who's got the cart says, "I think this is all yours." And Hawkins says, "Yes, that's all for them. Yes, indeed." And it's just a cart full of like gold and gems.
Cool.
Yep. It has about
Cart.
The gold in it is about 500 worth of gold. So you all could split that 100 gold apiece. And then there's a number of gems of not necessarily any descriptive value, but certainly valuable to the right traders. He says, "Yeah, here's the gold, and a number of gems.
How many gems?
Let's say there are 35 gems.
35.
Yep.
Mm.
And
That's
there's
good split.
Does anybody want to carry their gems, or do you want me to carry it for the guild?
Yes, I would like to carry my gems.
Yeah,
I can carry mine now.
I'll carry my.
I have no need for your shiny baubles.
Okay,
he
so
says
35 gems divided by what? 3 of us?
it was 5 of you.
Well, oh, I
Wildheart
guess
said
there
he
is.
didn't want his, so it's 4.
That's true. So it's just 4.
Give
So, I
us
mean,
the
that's 8 and some change gems apiece. So you can split that out how you want.
Why don't you say it's 36 gems and then it's 9 for each?
Nope, so somebody gets shortchanged one. Sorry, I made it 35 because it splits evenly between 5.
It's fucked up, man.
Yep, sorry.
I don't care. I'll get a less gem. I don't care.
Yep.
Okay, so how many
All right.
gems does that make it again?
We
That
all
means I
get.
8. I means I get 8 gems, and everybody else gets whatever.
Okay.
So, anyways,
You know, I like my shinies.
well, so
James, he gets 8.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Hawkins does say to Wildheart, "Oh, I'm surprised the Dark Elf doesn't want to." I mean, and he reaches down and he picks up these 3 gems, and they're just like, they almost look like black diamonds. And he says, I mean, these are from the mines that the Dark Elves, used to occupy, hundreds of years ago. This represents the past of your people, but.
Sounds like repression to me, but whatever.
He says, I think you'd want to recover this treasure for your history, but maybe not. And he just like sprinkles it back into the pile. Does that change Wildheart's mind at all?
Maybe when no one is looking, I will grab a handful.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, it won't be the one in my bag.
I've already got mine in my bag.
Me too.
There's only 3 of them. There's only 3 of these sort of black diamond gems. Anyways, he says,
Here, Wildheart, you can have mine.
Come on,
Yeah,
Wildheart,
that's
take your
into it.
heritage rocks.
Yeah, take your 3. Yeah, you can have one of mine.
If
So,
only to
do
your
you-
white guild.
do
I
you
will
start
accept.
both Melody and Mist? Do you start just stuffing the gem and gold into your bags of holding?
Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
I mean, I don't stuff it in there, but I put my hands under my cloak.
And it just starts disappearing, but underneath your cloak.
Yeah, man.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
I'm putting mine in my mimic.
he's gonna know what's going on. Yeah, with that time orb in your mimic, it makes it a bag of holding.
Yep.
So he I mean, like I said, he knows what's going on. He's seen plenty of magic in this place. He knows how bags of holding work. So he's like, okay, so I would like to mobilize the 5 of you, and if you don't mind, I'm going to send Gundry with you. I'd like you to scout the northern woods near the riverbed, and then work your way west, if that's okay.
Ignite the northern woods. Gotcha.
He says, if you could refrain from burning down the forest, that would be preferable.
But not required. Understood.
You might want to say it's preferred. Definitely required.
I can't help if the
this
dragon
point-
breathes fire.
Player level at this point, Fiamma's fucking with him.
I think Gundry would pick up on that, because he's a sort of a joker himself.
I lost anger, not sarcasm.
So he says, "Oh yes, and the polymorph, yes." And he sort of like motions, to like a corner of the room, and that corner of the room seems a little darker than the rest of the room. And sort of out of the darkness steps forward a shade, which is sort of like a shadow creature.
I knew something was stinking in here.
Wow.
And it says forth. He says, "Hey, so this dragon here," and the dragon's like, "Simba." And he's like, "Yeah, Simba here. Would like to learn polymorph. Could you demonstrate a few times for him that ability?" And the shade just kind of looks, you can't really make out the shade's face. It's just sort of like dark silhouette. Looks up at Hawkins and says,
Hey, before this happens, I walk over to him and I kind of give a little sniff. I want to see if he smells like ham. There was something I saw earlier that didn't have a face.
He does not he does not smell like ham. No, he smells like turkey. No, I'm kidding.
That was the joke last time.
Yeah.
Turkey blazer full of turkey.
Yep. He's just a blazer. No. No. I mean, a shade is it's a race. And
No, I've not seen a shade before.
yeah, they're not common, but they do exist.
I just know I can't make it out, just like the other weird thing.
Yeah. I mean,
good to know next time I need to make a new character. I could be a shade.
yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet.
So he and when he speaks, it's kind of like that weird sort of like delayed echoey speak. And he's like, "Really? I have to play tutor?" And Hawkins is like, "You better, because if a dragon just walks around the town, even though there's not many left, it's gonna cause a panic." And he says, "Fine." And so you see him sort of cast a spell, and he turns into a human, and then he reverts back to a shade, and then he casts a spell again, and he turns into an elf, and then he reverts back, and he turns into a couple of different things, and then Gray, you see Simba, he sort of starts wagging his tail in front of him, and he starts just looking at his tail and not paying attention. Do you say anything to him?
Simba, you need to pay attention.
He's like, "What? Oh, yeah. Okay, Pops. Got it. Yep."
I'll buy you a cow to eat.
He says, "Oh, yeah." And you see his tail wag faster behind him, and he just
pay attention and learn this.
And he just stares.
I'll buy you a cow to eat.
And after a little while, he's like, Okay. I think I got it. All right. He says,
Fuck, please let this work.
You see a little smoke. You see a little smoke start coming out of his nostrils. And then he opens his mouth and lets out a flame, and the flame drenches over him. And then when it comes down, you see what looks to be about a 17-year-old teenage boy with fire red hair, olive skin, and he's wearing sort of a light scale armor shirt, and
thank fucking God that worked.
What looks like brown leather pants, and he afterwards he kind of looks at himself and he's like, okay, that's weird.
Hey, Fiyama, I know you got a couple spells I could use for him to have as well.
He's like, oh, it's like he's like, I can feel that I have a tail, but it's like I don't have a tail. This is wild. He says, is this what you guys feel like all the time? That feels itchy.
It feels itchy.
Just so you know, James, I don't actually use spells.
Well,
I just manipulate fire.
Yeah.
Well, I guess y'all are gonna be the best of friends then.
He's like, it feels really itchy. He's like, how long do I have to stay like this?
When we're in town.
He says, okay.
Because you can't be walking around because I don't want people to try to kill you.
He's like,
or freak out.
He's like, kill me? No. People can't kill me.
That's right, they can't.
He says,
because I'll kill them.
All right, well,
people can't kill them. What?
I guess. And then he looks over at the shade guy. He's like, hey, does the itchy go away? And the shade just shrugs his shoulder and he's like, I don't know.
Super helpful.
And he's like, then he's like, all right, well, looks like he's got it. And he
You
just
guys got any books on how to train a dragon?
and he just like slinks away. And
I can train your dragon.
so
Big D can train the dragon.
yeah, Hawkins is like, all right, well, so you guys good with that? All of that, going and the doing and stuff.
Yep.
He says, cool.
Sure.
Yeah, let's go kill things.
And Gundry's like, okay, so I
Like,
think
can we get access to here now? Like, since we're gonna save the whole town. Like, can we come in and not like almost be shot at?
They already said that we would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Hawkins says, "Oh yeah, man, you save the town. You come in whenever you want." And then Gundry's like, "Hey, Hawkins." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Hey, I kind of already like promised they could come in and out when they wanted to." And he's like, "And who said you could do that?" And he's like, "Look, like it was that, or like Darren wasn't getting, his prize." And he's like, Gundry, what am I going to do with you? It's always something with you. He says, whatever, that's fine. I don't care.
I don't give Gunny a bad time. He's a good guy.
He's like,
Hey, that's my nerd to bully.
he's like, Gundry's a stick in the mud, and you guys know it. And then he just starts walking off. And Gundry's like, hey, I mean, that's not cool.
Hey, Gunny, if you don't like it here, we always have a place for you, 'cause you're cool.
He's like,
Yeah, we like him now.
He's like, oh, I appreciate it, but like I
I like him because other people hate him.
He's like, I could never leave Hagar.
That makes sense.
I mean, he took me in when most people wanted to kill me. So
Okay, we're good with that.
he says, but you know what? Let's be on our way. Let's get these kobolds taken care of. So you guys take off, and over the course of like the next, let's see, let's look at some days. Click. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. We'll say over the course of the next 9 days. So we're going to come up on Wednesday, April the 21st. So over the course of that time, you guys smoke out and kill a number of kobold camps. Some of them only have like 5 or 6 kobolds. Some of them as many as like 20 kobolds. So when you attack the kobold camps, do you kill everything, like man, woman, child? I mean, if they have any pets or whatever.
Kobolds.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let me get everyone to roll a Defy danger on either your dex or your strength.
Definitely Dex because not strength.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, most of you just suffer some. Yeah, pretty much everybody. You all just suffer some scrapes and some bruises. You don't come out of every fight, scot-free. You definitely take some damage from time to time, but nothing that's like detrimental. I mean, no one's losing an arm or breaking a weapon or anything like that. And you work together pretty well as a team. As you do this, sometimes you do end up teaming up with a few other adventurers. So at one point in time, there's a band of 3 satyrs, and they're all like magic users. And you work with them, and they seem pretty nice. They tend to talk a little more than normal about like animal husbandry. So there's that. And then another time you work with like there's a team. It's a dwarf, and an orc, and their names are Bebop and Rocksteady.
Wow.
Oh my.
Yeah. And they're a bunch of knuckleheads. I mean, they're really strong, but they're not smart. But you guys probably make use of them. And then there's
Heat shield.
yeah, there is one time where you team up with this frog-looking dude, and Danny's going to tell us a little bit about him.
Yes. I am 7'4".
Jesus Christ.
That's a little terrifying, sure.
What are you, a fucking Battletoad?
Look, even for me, this fool's taller than me.
Well, on the bright side, I do in fact look like a Battletoad. Just a little more pudgy around the belly.
Was that canon because I said that, or did you do that already?
No, that was already like that. In fact, let's go ahead and pull up XSplit real quick. Boom. I was already ready for it. So I'm about 7'4". I'm wielding what looks to be some strange form of trident. And I'm not really wearing much else. There's a small loincloth, but that's about it. I'm covered in tattoos, and I have very long legs.
So
It's like mostly leg.
yeah. Now, because you guys are amidst fighting and stuff like that, you probably don't get a lot of time to talk to this character yet. He probably at least gives you his name.
Yes. Well, my name's Kroger.
Do you run a chain of grocery stores?
You know, I didn't actually think about that when I made the name, but sure.
Yeah. So, anyways, so yeah, but I mean, and he seemed to be fairly useful when you guys were fighting with him against the kobolds, and then when you moved on to the next task, he moved on to doing some other things as well. But you briefly worked with him just enough to sort of get a sense that he was a good fighter and could be useful in battle, and his name. But so the end of your time comes, and there's a meeting with all the adventurers, and it's sort of in the little town square here, and it's you guys, and there's about 30 other adventurers piled there, and about 20 of the castle guard, which includes Gundry, who's been with you the whole time, and Hawkins is the one sort of leading the meeting, and he says, so we found what we believe to be the nest, the brooding grounds. We've managed to clear, thanks in part to all of your efforts, all the kobolds from the woods. We can't find any more traces, and this is their last campground, as it were. And so our goal is to just raid the thing as one large group and wipe them out. He says, are there any questions so far?
No.
So one hand goes up in the back, and you notice it's the orc, Rocksteady, and he's like, what? And he's like, oh, for the love of God. Someone explain to him what's going on. And you see one of the guards like peel off and like go talk to him. And he's like, does anyone have any like good questions? And one of the satyrs is like, yeah, when do we get paid? And he's like, once we finish this, everyone gets paid. And then, if I'm being honest, if anyone's looking for some residential or business opportunities, I know this is maybe not the best time to bring it up, but I want to do it before everyone's gone. We have a number of buildings for rent or sale in the outer wall. So I'm just going to put that out there. And about that time, you guys see walking up behind him people whose names I have to find. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, you see Lieutenant Carlson from the External Guard. And behind him is Jimmy and Bill, who also work for the External Guard. And then there's... did we give him a name? Old blue shirt? I don't think we did. The guy in the blue shirt.
Old blue.
Old blue. So as Lieutenant Carlson comes up, he walks up behind Hawkins, and Hawkins is like, "Oh, and here's Lieutenant Carlson, the man who let the external wall fall." And Lieutenant Carlson's like, "It's not even funny, man. You know there's nothing we could do." And he's like, "Yes, I do know that you're weak." He says,
Wow.
He says,
Jesus.
he's like, "Can you at least make sure that, you know, the 20 villagers that are left survive while we're..."
Man, he didn't cast a spell, and I'm even burning.
while us professionals go take care of the kobolds. And he's like, "You know, we'll do our best. I mean, it'd be great if you couldn't, like, you know, demean us in front of all these people, but yes." And he's like, "It's not demeaning if it's true." And Carlson's like, "Anyways," and he and the other guys walk off. And he's like, "All right, let's move out." And so the guards start marching. The adventurers don't march. Obviously, they're following just sort of behind in their own little sort of groups. And so they start leading you into the forest, and you get to hear, you know, the burn part of the forest with the cave entrance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that place looks not familiar at all.
Yeah, and he's like, "All right, all of our
Have
intel."
I been here before?
He says,
No one's been here before. Shut up.
He's like, "All of our..." Well, so I don't think Fiamma's ever been in the cave.
No,
know.
but it's burned. So
I know. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, shh.
Yeah,
That's what I'm asking if I've
I
been
think
here
in
before.
this cave, only Mist, Melody, and Gray had been in this cave. And in fact, the last time Mist, Melody, and Gray were in this cave, Gray was just you guys' enemy and a newly formed.
Well, I was tripping balls, so I don't remember much of this.
So
Yeah, I remember.
Mhm.
Thanks for the reminder.
So,
I remember.
Hawkins says it's going to be a tight fit initially. We're going to go in just in some small groups, and then I want everyone to know our intel also says there's a big drop off just as we get in. So
That sounds dangerous.
he says either use repelling gear, or if you're a badass, then you jump right on down.
Oh, you guys should go
superhero
first.
landing.
And he says, "Yeah, oh, certainly. We're going to attach rope lines. We're going to take them down. We'll put some rope ladders for people that want to use that sort of thing."
I'm jumping.
And he says, "Now once we get down there, we don't know what we're going to find. So be prepared." And then they start going in, and you can see like the guard start attaching some anchors and some ropes and stuff to the ledge. There are a couple of mages that have light spells, so it's pretty illuminated at the moment. The opening of the cave, anyways. And then you see some of the guards start rappelling down, and Hawkins just standing at the top. And as they rappel down, sort of into the darkness, suddenly you hear, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" He says, and Hawkins is like, "What's going on down there? Hello?" And then the screams just sort of like start coming up from the 4 or 5 ones that rappelled down. And he's like, you hear Hawkins go, "Damn it. All right. Looks like we're fighting our way down." He says, "If we got any casters, they can use Fire magic. It'd be much appreciated right now. And he kind of looks back at Fiamma. And,
wow, can I take it as a cue for me?
And a few more people do come forward. One of the satyrs comes forward, and you see an elf come forward.
Like, step the fuck back.
Oh, I just remembered something. I gotta get something out of my pack. Gray reaches in and gives Mist a vial of fairy dust back for the bomb. I forgot about that.
Thanks, buddy.
And then also, Simba starts to walk forward. Do you let him, Gray?
Nah, hey, you slow down there.
He's like, but Pops, like, I got fire.
I know you got fire, but
He wants to help.
you can help when we get down there, but you got to chill.
And he's like, Pops, like, I could fly down there.
Let these people die first.
He says,
Damn!
he says, if they die, can I have their souls?
No, because after they're dead, you don't get a soul.
He's like, oh, okay. What if, like, one goes missing during the battle?
You cannot just randomly eat them. You know what? There's a lot of cobalt down there you can eat. I don't know if cobalt souls will have the same effect on you though.
He's like, listen, we've been fighting those kobolds for like a week and a half now.
They're scared of you.
I know, but they smell terrible. They do not smell delicious at all. They smell like shoes.
I mean, did you eat some of them?
He's like, I tried some of the flesh. It was terrible.
Ooh, well, look, like I'm sure
Stomach
there's
it.
some people. I'm sure there's some people dead down there, but I don't
Listen,
think
there are dragons on the other side of the world that are starving. You should be grateful that you get to eat kobolds.
Wow.
Well, I just want to let you know that look, remember the cow.
Yeah.
The cow.
He says, hey, like, if one of these guys is like dying, and he just kind of looks at you.
Ooh. I can't.
Who's you? Us?
Yeah.
Well,
I can't just let you. Yeah, I can't just let you kill one of them because it's possible that he can be saved. Remember, bad people. These people that have been helping us the whole time. Bad people.
He says, okay.
Like, and you can't like you're gonna get really big. Like, you gotta slow down, and you're gonna listen to me, right?
He says, fine, and then he kind of like walks off a little bit, and then he kind of walks up beside Mist, and he's like, hey, Mist, are we bad people?
No.
He says, okay. It's all very confusing sometimes.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I'm your friend, though. Don't eat me.
He says,
I've been alive way too long. I'm really tough.
He says,
I'm
I
disgusting.
don't think I could eat you. Besides, you have a weird energy.
Well, thanks. You do too, buddy.
Oh, do you sense energies?
Oh, man. I don't know.
I love this. It's a dragon that senses energies. I'm excited.
He's like, yeah, there are a lot of strong energies around here, but like, some of them they're weird, but yours is different. It's different from all the other energies.
It's sexier.
Well, learn something new about the dragon every day.
Fade to black.
Yeah. Well, this is just a discussion he's having with Mist right now. He's just sort of like, because he's mad at Gray because Gray won't let him do stuff.
I'm busy helping light fires now.
So yeah, you and the other guys, despite you saying not to come along, the satyr and the elf are also walking up. So Hawkins is like, all right, I need you to just start throwing fire down this hole. Like, there's nobody's business.
Well, I think you know what I'm going to roll on.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
So the other guys start casting some fireballs. Like, they do their chant, and they cast the fireball down there, and they do another chant. So they're starting to chant to cast their fireballs down. The other two, and then you're doing something entirely different.
Does Simba see them casting fireballs?
No, he's over there talking to Mist right now.
God damn it. Hey, boy!
But he can breathe. He can breathe fire.
Yeah, like
I rolled
I'm
for
sure-
it. You already know what's happening. I'm like, you guys suck. And I raise my hands up to the sky, and it cracks open, and fire begins to pour into the hole.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so the other two just kind of like
And at
stop.
12, I get to control it.
Yeah, so they just kind of stop and like look at you like, what the F?
Praise the Alpan.
And Hawkins is like, I'm so glad we brought you.
Hey guys, anybody need some water? I got water. Infinite water here. Anybody need some water? Water's getting pretty hot. Anybody?
So Bebop's like, I want some water.
I'll go over there and I'll give Bebop some water. Hold your mouth open.
Bebop's like, oh.
Stay with your
Yeah.
chest.
And then
Oh my gosh.
When it starts flowing in, he starts choking because he starts breathing at the same time. He's like,
God, you're an idiot.
and he starts choking. And Rocksteady's like patting him on the back, and he's like, You can't breathe at the same time, you idiot.
I like these two.
Yeah. So the fire is going down the hall, and
These two
you
be
start
our Biggs
hearing
and Webb.
like kobold screams. Then out of the hole starts climbing like, kobolds by the 10s and 20s. They start almost like rats climbing up the sides of the walls and out of the hole to where you guys are at. And they start sort of launching into battle. What are you gonna do?
I immediately grab a bomb out of my backpack and I drop it down into the pit beside the wall.
Yeah, I mean the fire's coming down the wall, but I mean, it's not hitting everything. So there's lots of kobolds down there, and so it's. I mean, it's still hitting a lot of them.
It's the size of a small village.
Yeah. But like this room's
That's a
not
big hole.
This room's not the size of a small village.
Then it should cover up the whole
So
hole.
it'll totally cover it.
So unless you're all getting hit,
Nope. 12. I get to control it.
right? So you're controlling it down the funnel of the hole, right?
Yeah.
But it is missing kobolds here and there. I mean, like I said, there's probably hundreds of them coming up. You're getting a lot of them, but there's still some making it through.
All right.
So let's see. We need some battle music. Is what we need. This feels right. All right. So these kobolds are starting to spill forth, and you can see them. They're starting to fight with some of the guards, and some of the adventurers start launching into battle. Simba's like, "Pops, let's go!" And he starts to run.
Shit. Okay.
Yep.
Fuck.
So
Basically, for the duration of this, I'll be trying to maintain it and not hit friends.
If you stop, it will get bad. So
Yeah.
you should keep that up. So Simba runs, and he jumps in the air, and he like goes dragon form. He's like,
Ah, shit. Yeah.
and a lot of the kobolds are like, and so he starts tail whipping and slashing and breathing fire on a lot of the kobolds. He's fighting off 5, 6 of them at a time. What is Melody doing?
Let's see. Well, are there any stragglers getting through the hole, or?
Yeah, these things are quickly filling the room.
Well, looks like I need a piece of fairy dust, a bad day. No.
That would be terrible.
Wah!
I also even though we're in the midst of battle, some of the adventurers also like stop what they're doing when Simba changes, and one of them even like completely stops what he's doing and like gets stabbed by several kobolds and dies as he was just like looking at the dragon because he got distracted.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We got stupid people here again.
So Melody, what are you doing?
Metal hurlant.
Okay. All right. Just at generic kobold number 32 or whatever.
Yeah, well, the metal hurlant didn't, let's see, choose a target. Okay, yeah. They're deafened and some damage to a random cobalt. And since they're all pouring out, do I hit like more than one or something since I'm singing out?
Maybe. Depends on how you roll.
Well, it was a 10.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. You can hit like 3 or 4 at once.
Okay. So let's see. 1d10 damage.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, you hit we'll say 4 of them, and you knocked them back into the hole where the fire and brimstone was falling down. And while you're doing that, what's Mist up to?
I don't know, man. Is it just a bunch of little kobolds? There's no like boss looking dude?
Not right now. These are all probably like 3 foot tall. You know, just like general, you know, small
Kenobi.
soldier type, you know, kobolds.
Well, I don't know. I attacked the one that's closest to me.
Okay. All right. Roll for some attack.
Yeah, that's a 10.
Yeah, cool. And roll for some damage.
Alright, that's gonna be D8. D4. Okay. Alright, so last time I leveled up, I got something called Dirty Fighter.
Okay.
It says when I use backstab, I get an extra D8. On all other attacks, I get an extra D4.
Okay.
So I'm not doing backstab, so I just get a D4.
Okay.
And I got a 10, so if this thing doesn't die, it's definitely fucking stunned.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Or it'll die.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you 3 kobolds. You can murder 3 kobolds in a sort of a
Yeah,
you know,
all right.
in a move. So yeah, like
So I just lunge forward and slide like I normally do, and
Yeah.
I just skewer 3 kobolds.
okay, yeah. So shish kebab.
Yep.
Yeah, so you just like you know get them all up in alert.
Yep,
in a
and then
row.
flick them off.
Yeah,
Done.
you just throw them to the fire hole.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, you stab all 3 of them, toss them in the fire hole, and they sort of are screaming as they burn.
And then I look at Gundry and I wink at him.
Yeah, Gundry's a little further back. He's like shooting his arrows at like kobolds, you know, trying to keep them
I still
off of
turn my
other
head
people.
around and wink at him.
Yeah. So Gray, what are you doing?
How many people are around us?
I mean, there's like 30 or so adventurers and then 20 guards, so like 50 people total.
Well, 50 people about to know I'm a werewolf.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah. Don't kill me. Pretty sure nobody heard that. Actually, I don't think I need this many people knowing about the werewolf. What? Well, the guard are these the guards that are behind the wall?
Yeah.
If
And
they
then-
know about dragons,
And then 30 people who aren't from there.
well, I guess Simba will be eating 30 fucking people. Then.
Alright.
Nah, I guess I'll go attack like the closest kobold and like get them off somebody if they're like being attacked or something.
Alright,
Actually,
yeah.
I'm gonna go help Simba if he doesn't fucking tail whip me.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, Simba's definitely like he's just killing kobolds left and right.
Okay.
They also are. He gets advantage on all the kobolds because they all fear him.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Well, that's good. Then I'll attack. You know, I don't know, some random kobold near close by.
Yeah. Okay. Roll for it.
All right. Roll on strength.
All right.
Okay.
Roll some damage.
We will roll. What is it? A 10 and a 4. Boop. Boop.
Yeah. So I mean, get yourself like 2 kobolds. So,
All right.
How do you get them?
I just come around with one of my claws and just slice both of them's throat. Oh no, my hat.
Nice. Yeah. So you slice them. They fall to the ground. Rocksteady is like just punching a kobold to death beside you, and he's like, nice, bruh. As he's just like, he's not even looking at the one he's punching. He's just like punching. Its face
That one's
till
still alive. Hit it again. Hit it again.
as it's caving in, and then suddenly like Rocksteady like flies by with a kick, kicking a kobold that was about to, attack Bebop. And then he just after he kicks it and falls to the ground, he just like jumps up and like elbow drops it, like a wrestling move.
Jesus.
And Wildheart, what are you and Yona doing?
I guess we're gonna attack the nearest kobold.
Okay. Roll for some attack. Yeah, you are. Roll some damage. Some damage. And he's rolling and rolling. All right, cool. So yeah, kill me a kobold, one kobold. And tell me how you do it.
I just sort of backhanded into my bear's mouth.
Okay, yeah. So he's just like running by, and you're just like bam, and the bear eats it, and eats the shoe leather kobold. Treats it like it's the Revenant, shakes it all over the place. And then what's Kroger up to?
Kroger is gonna take and try to shish kebab them with his weird trident.
Okay.
Actually, no. He's gonna cry out a challenge to his enemies, which is all the kobolds.
Okay.
That's a roll on Constitution.
All right.
So 14. Ooh. Cool. So on a 10 plus, every kobold is treating me as the most obvious threat to be dealt with and ignore everyone else.
Okay. Nice.
All right, yeah. Cool. Plus I take +2 damage ongoing against them.
Okay, cool. So there's we'll say 30 kobolds in the room right now who aren't dead. There's probably a good 20 plus more kobolds that are dead on the floor. Plenty more that have been thrown in the pit. But there's still 30 in the room right now, as like I said, they've been climbing out this whole time. And when you shout out, they all like stop what they're doing and then all leap into the air to attack you. So like, as we get the outside panorama spinning around you, there's kobolds like leapt in the air and they're all coming for you. We have a slow motion, stop, and the camera spins around as you're like hulking out, and they're coming for you. Does all of the rest of you at this moment now have the ability to attack? In this split second, kobolds who are completely ignoring you. So you don't have to roll for it in this particular instance.
Okay, then I do backstab.
Okay. What does Melody do?
I'm going to do it goes to 11, so they start fighting each other.
Okay. What does Gray do?
Gray screams out, "Breathe fire on all of them, Simba."
Okay. What does Wildheart do?
Unleash my bear.
Okay, cool. So yeah, and you guys don't have to roll for damage. And then also, Simba, as this is happening, swoops in and breathes fire on like a quarter of them, and missed your backstabbing.
Well, backstab now does 2d8 and a d6 roll. So
for this, we're not even rolling damage. You guys are gonna like.
Oh, I know that. I'm just letting you know what it's capable of.
So you're gonna stab like 5 or 6 kobolds in the back in succession as like they're in the air. You're just gonna run by and be like,
sweet,
get them all. The bear just like swipes and catches a number of them, and takes them out. And then Ray, do you do any actions other than yelling out to Simba?
I mean, I guess I'll swipe at a couple of them.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, you definitely swat a number of them down with your claws. So at this point, there's like 4 kobolds who were not killed in that whole thing, and they're bearing down on Kroger. What does Kroger do?
Kroger is going to. Yeah, Kroger is going to take and try to grab the head of one and crush it.
Okay, all right. So roll on strength.
Yes. But my Herculean appetites, one of them is pure destruction. Since I'm trying to destroy his head, I get to roll a d6 and a d8 instead.
Okay.
And I'll just add the fucking 1 in a minute. D6. D8.
Jesus.
3.
Yeah.
Wow.
That tracks.
So you grab his head, but before you can crush it, the other 3 grab your arms and start slicing at them, causing you to lose your grip on him. You are the first person to take damage.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's my job.
Yep. So now they are weak, and there's 3 of them attacking you. So, whoa, that's too many. Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
I take 69 damage. Got you.
No.
Yep.
Nice.
Stop. So let's try this again. So D4. Let's roll 3 of them individually. 1, 2, and 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you take 8 damage, minus whatever armor you have.
Alright.
And as they're attacking you. Let's cycle back around. Melody, what are you doing?
All right, what are they looking like now?
So there's one that just slipped out of Kroger's hand, and 3 of them that are attacking him on his arms.
And are there some like in front of me or like away from everybody?
No, these are the only 3 kobolds or 4 kobolds in the area now. Everyone is sort of like turned their attention, and they're sort of closing in, but your team is the closest.
Can I try to pick one up and throw it at the other one? And if I do, would that be on Dex or would that be on Strength?
Be on strength.
Okay, well, let's try that then. All right, it works.
All right. Yeah. So you pick it up, and then you toss it. But which one are you throwing it at? One of the only one to pick up is the one that he dropped, right? So that's the only one you have the ability to pick up, because the other ones are on his arms. So are you throwing it at one of the ones on his arms, I guess?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. When you pick it up, it bites you before you throw it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna take some damage. 4 damage as it bites you, and then you toss it. And roll a d6 of damage for it.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you do 6 damage, which will kill it. So it dies as it sort of like crashes into one of the other ones, knocking that one off of Kroger. So now Kroger only has 2 on them. Mist, what are you doing?
I'll just attack whatever's near me.
All right.
So I'm gonna assume more
Well,
kobolds.
Yeah, well, they're all right around Kroger. So
Oh well, near Kroger then.
okay, you taking the one that's on his arm, or I guess there's still 2 on his arm, or the one that's on the ground.
I'll get rid of one of them that's on his arm.
All right, cool. Kroger, are you okay with someone stabbing near you to attack a kobold that's on you?
Kroger's job is to take damage.
So I mean, it's all happening very quickly. Like, this is all happening within seconds of each other. So all right, cool. Yeah, roll for an attack.
Yep.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. You know what?
Alright.
You can get them both.
All right, we'll do a D8 real quick. a D4. Yep, that tracks. So 2 damage, but I did a 13, so they're both stunned. So the next person gets an open attack on them.
Yeah. So yeah, you just like prick them like, and they fall off of Kroger's arms onto the ground, a little kind of like dazed and confused.
They look like a barrel of monkeys.
And Gray, what are you doing?
I guess I'm
Attack the prone
gonna.
guys.
I guess I'm gonna attack those two.
All right, roll for it.
Roll to hit stunned.
Yep.
Cool. You'll get one. So roll for damage.
Of course it would. Of course.
Hey, it's enough to kill that one though. Yeah. So you'll one of the ones that hit the ground. Oh well, you know what? No, because you get an extra +1 because they're completely stunned on your first roll. So that'll make it a 10. So you can get them both, and you can kill them both. So there we go. So, how do you kill them?
I just let's see. I just come down and I just stab both my claws into the back of their heads. Just.
Okay, cool. And as he's coming down, Wildheart, what are you doing? There's one kobold left in the room right now. On the ground. It just recently fallen from Kroger's arms. When Melody threw the other kobold at it. That's what you want to do.
I'm going to shoot it with my bow.
Okay, cool. Roll for it. Cool. Roll some damage. Cool. So yeah, your arrow hits it like a microsecond before a second arrow hits it. When you look over, Gundry has also shot that one, and he's like, "Got it!" as it falls dead.
We'll call it a tie.
He's like, I mean, we can call it a tie, but you know, we both know that it's my arrow that killed it. So, but so yeah, so after that happens, everyone kind of like gets right up on top of where those last ones were, and everyone kind of looks around and like, there are no more kobolds in the room. The fire's still falling down. Fiamma, are you still maintaining that spell, I assume?
Yep, till I'm pretty damn sure everything down there is dead.
So, a few minutes go by and nothing is coming up from the hole, and Hawkins walks over to Fiamma and says, I think you can let up now.
Huh? Sorry, that was pretty. And close.
He's like, cool. And he looks over at you and says, how hot do you think it is down there right now?
Well, I would probably give it another 10 minutes to cool down.
He says, okay. He says, because we probably still need to go down and scout. I mean, the cave goes on probably beyond just that hole, but...
He's starting to say that while I'm starting to head down because I don't care.
He's like, hey, okay. I mean, whatever.
I can call it. I'm good.
And Simba flying overhead and says, Papa, I'm going down.
Rather you didn't.
He's like...
But Fiamma's going down there too. So, God. Fiamma, take care of him.
He's like, cool, thanks, Papa.
Yeah, sure. You're not listening again. No cow.
So, as soon as you say no cow, like, you see his head pop up over the ridge, and he's like, no cow, but you promised.
You're not listening, but okay.
And he's like, squints at you, and then flies back down. So he's just kind of like soaring down. Did Fiamma jump down, or is Fiamma like just like climbing down?
Pretty much climbing down, but
Okay.
also being a little reckless about it.
So, Simba's just hovering down beside you, and someone was like, "Hey, that was pretty cool. What you did with like the fire rain, I liked it."
Well, and while we're heading down, I'm gonna be like, well, you know, Alpan does know how to give us some decent stuff.
And he's like, "Cool. Like, you always talk about Alpan. Alpan, is that your boyfriend?"
No, she's my goddess.
It's like, "Oh, so girlfriend then?
No, she's divine.
So she's pretty."
I can't.
I'm gonna sit down and explain. Well, I'm not gonna sit down. I'm going to
You're
rappel
gonna fall.
down and explain to him about gods.
He's like, "Oh, am I a god?"
Not quite, dear. Not quite.
Oh. Well, one day I'm going to be a god.
If you really put your heart into it.
He says, "Well, I think if I put other people's hearts into it, I'd be a god."
Holy shit.
Well, thank God I don't hear this.
Yeah, you don't hear this.
I'm
He's like-
surprised he didn't ask if his dad was good.
So, yeah, as you guys are going down, you get near the bottom, and Simba's like, "This place feels kind of familiar. Like, I haven't been here, but I feel like I've been
No.
here."
Oh, really?
He's, yeah. I don't know. It feels like a home, kind of.
Oh, it is nice and warm now.
Not my fault.
So yeah,
I know, okay?
You get down to the bottom, and there's like just like a giant like mass of like singed and burnt bones. It definitely like it's got a charred meat smell for sure.
Reminds me of home.
Like somebody you know left a steak in a fire for like a day. I don't know. It
Gross.
smells- yeah, gross. And the dragon lands, and the dragon's like, "Hey, so I think there's more this way," and he sort of like motions like further into the cave.
All right, I'm gonna follow the dragon.
He's like, actually, I think we should wait."
I'm gonna scoff and be like, "Why would I wait?"
He says, "Well, I don't know. Something doesn't feel right."
All right, we'll wait.
He says, "Okay. Do you think the others are coming soon?"
Maybe shortly. I don't know. It's still a little toasty down here. I did tell him to wait a little bit.
I don't like this.
He sort of like says, "Okay," and you see him kind of turn back and look up, and then you see him squat real low and throw his wings up like really high above his head, and he's like, "Be right back," and like the ground underneath his feet cracks a little bit, and like a massive gust of wind just like floods underneath him as he like launches himself back up the hole. And you guys see seconds later the dragon just like shoot out like a rocket from the hole, and then spread his wings and just like stop midair. And he's like, "Hey guys, we should all go. There's stuff down there." And Hawkins is
Like,
like,
I'll go down there or I'll leave.
Hawkins is like, he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "There's definitely like, there's something down there, and I don't know, it feels weird."
Yeah, it's me, fucker.
And Hawkins is like, "All right, everybody, looks like the fight's not over." And then he's like, "Prepare more ropes," and you see them putting more anchors down because all the ones that were there got burned away. So they're putting down some more anchors and ropes and stuff, and they start rappelling down. And do you guys follow?
I guess
Yeah,
so.
I just jumped down.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What about you, Gray? You rappelling or jumping or?
I should be able to jump down. Shouldn't be
Okay.
that bad.
All right, cool.
I mean, technically, you survived it once.
Wildheart, are you
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you rappelling down, or how you getting down?
Did anyone else rappel down?
Yeah, lots of people are.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I will rappel down.
Yeah, okay. So, Mist, when you and Gray jump off, Simba just starts flying down with you and falling in free fall. And as you're falling, he's like, "Hey, how are you gonna land?"
Is he talking specifically to me?
He's talking to both of you. He just kind of looks at you both.
I'm just gonna fucking land.
Okay. He's like, "Papa, is this okay?"
It should be all right. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I'm a wolf, son.
He says, "Yeah, but you're not right now."
Yeah, I'm not.
I say, "Okay." Because he has some mild concern, once you guys get really close to the bottom, he flaps his wing, and a gust of wind slows you down to about half the speed you were falling at, and you land no problem.
Ta-da! See, it was not that bad at all.
And I look at the dragon and I'm like, thanks, kid.
He's like, "Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you'd have been fine, but I get hungry sometimes, and I don't. Who's gonna feed me if you die?" Looking at Gray.
Good point.
I just
he's a
I just
giant
laugh
cat,
and shake
okay.
my head.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
And then he just lands beside you, and Fiamma's down there. So Fiamma, they all land, and you can hear the other ones sort of rappelling down the thing. They should be there shortly. What do you do?
I'm like, cool, the gang's all here. All right, let's go find whatever's in here.
Yeah. So you guys are leading the way, and the others are getting down to the bottom behind you, and so that everyone's sort of just going. And Hawkins kind of yells ahead of you. Well, no, actually, the last person gets down, and then you hear "incoming," and then Hawkins lands a few feet behind you, just on the ground, just lands standing straight up. He lands, with his arms at his side, as though someone just dropped a figure and it just landed on his feet, rigid, no bounce, no nothing, just poof, and he kind of laughs a little bit. He's like, "Ha ha ha ha! That was invigorating." He says,
I just
"Wait up!"
Under my voice, fucking weirdo.
And he's sort of
Teach me.
he says, "I can't teach greatness."
Jesus, this guy.
All right, I thought you were cool for a minute, but fuck you.
And so you guys all start walking. The cave goes on for a little while, and you get in, and you get to a place that opens up into another sort of cave system, and then Simba's like, "Hey guys, the bad thing, it's definitely this way," and he gestures down one of the corridors, and he says, I think it's alone, but it's definitely bad."
Okay. I would like to detect traps in that direction.
Cool. All right, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's not any sort of trap mechanisms, but you notice that the walls and floor and ceiling of that corridor are all covered in sort of a slick, slimy, fluid.
Okay, I relay that to everybody.
Delicious.
Great, it's prom night.
Yeah. And Simba's like, ugh, God, that stuff smells.
I say, what's it smell like?
He says, well, it smells like Fiamma when she goes away with the people and then comes back.
Oh.
He's saying
Oh.
it smells like a slut.
Is this really a cave that we're going to, Mike?
What is it?
It's the cave of good company.
And then Simba's struggling to find sort of the word he's looking for. He's like, it smells like, it's,
Yeah.
it's, I guess it smells like crotch? Is that, I can't, it's not what I'm looking for, but maybe you understand.
Fish?
He says,
Oh my god.
I mean, it's definitely a,
Does it smell like it tastes salty?
it smells internal
Coppery?
fluidy. It's
Coppery?
It's I don't know. I think I'm too young to understand.
Yeah. Oh my god. What? Where are we?
All right. Well, Miss is just gonna stand right here.
Jizz cave.
Oh god, I'm gonna
Fiamma
regret
does
this.
not
Let's
care.
Hey,
fucking,
this
I
is
don't
the
know,
true Cave of Wonders, guys.
discern realities.
Yeah, you want to discern realities? You can do that.
I don't, but I'm gonna. Okay.
So I think I'm gonna discern realities.
Hey, I can level next time I get to a safe spot.
Yes, with a 9.
As you get closer and you see it, it definitely smells like a
Brothel.
it's sex juice. Is that a word?
Gross.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
look
Cave
back at
walls
the
moving.
I'm gonna look back at the group and be like, "Yep, it's a cum cave."
Are the walls alive?
The walls do not appear
The
to be alive.
walls will be
All right,
pregnant.
great.
I smell desperation.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't fall down, you may get
Okay,
pregnant.
I've been in a lot of places, but like I don't want to be inside a monster like that.
yeah. It's still like it's rocky cave wall. It's just covered in this sort of like fluid. So
Yeah.
now you guys aren't the only ones inspecting it.
Please no.
I'm going to say that Kroger, who is with you all, maybe he knows a little bit more. We're just gonna say that he does.
So is that canon that Kroger fucks?
Well, you'll have to find out Kroger's backstory to know if Kroger fucks.
So
Terrible.
Kroger says maybe he's seen creatures like this before, and that some because not a lot is known about kobold reproduction other than that it happens very quickly and that it's spread. But Kroger's like, in some sea creatures, like there's eggs laying and then they're like covered in like seminal fluid to hatch, as it were, to reproduce, and it kind of feels like maybe that's the scenario that's happening here. They're like, maybe kobolds, lay eggs.
Kobolds are fish.
Kind of like land.
Yeah, they're like landfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gross. That's gross.
Mhm.
So all those kobolds that were coming through the caves just got done spraying the walls? Is that what you're telling us?
I mean, it's probably been happening a lot. There's probably a
A nice firm coating.
yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, that's whew,
Mist
I mean,
throws
good on
up
their
a little.
reload time at least.
Obviously not good with their pullout game.
New definition of
Oh no, they're
walls.
definitely good with their pullout game. It's
Well,
all over the place.
Well,
Yeah,
they don't put it in the first place.
Yeah, we'll just go with
There's
that.
a lot of sad, repressed kobolds, doing coating the eggs.
Hashtag just doing kobold
oh,
things.
this deal fucking sucks.
So do you? So Hawkins is like, well, this is disgusting. Let's go.
I look
Yeah,
at
I'm
Fiamma,
heading
I'm like,
forward
burn
too.
the ground. I don't want to walk in this shit.
I'm
All right,
very-
I'll light a little fireball in my hand and in a trail behind me because I don't care. I'm just burning the ground.
I'm
So,
very careful not to touch the semen walls.
Simba sees you doing that and starts breathing fire on the ground, also to also kind of clear a path to try and help.
Great.
Yeah, and Simba's flying, so Simba's like not touching the ground.
Good job, Simba.
And so you guys start making your way in, and you don't get too far, and you hear sort of this like screeching, wailing noise, like a I don't know,
Sounds like someone finished.
Like blowing some eggs everywhere.
like a pterodactyl if it had a deeper, more guttural like screech, I guess.
Yeah, sounds like someone finished.
Yeah, exactly.
And you hear something that sounds very large moving through the tunnels. And Simba's like, it's coming. It's coming.
Sure is.
We found the brood mother.
So yeah, about that time, just around the corner, you see a large, scaly hand claw, reach around, and you see a
Don't
large...
say reach around in the cum cave, please.
You see,
Yeah, or it's coming. Whatever.
you see a very much oversized, like kobold face with like drool dripping down from its teeth and jowls come around the corner, red glowing eyes. The thing's, I would say, the size of like a T-Rex, right? Because for reference, as its head comes around the corner, and it opens its mouth and just like this foul, pungent, humid breath comes out of it, wafts over all of you, and
Friendly PSA, don't lick the walls.
yeah, and what you call it? Simba's like, it's like, oh shizzle, oh my god, yep, that's it, guys, that's it, it's kill it. And Hawkins says, I think we've found the queen. Charge! And a lot of people start running in. Do you guys join them?
I just watch.
Wow.
Yep. Yes.
I guess
And there's probably a good place to sort of like stop, because we got like just a few minutes left in the stream. for the
7
evening.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll pick up, and it shouldn't take too long. But you guys will fight the Kobold Queen, and we'll resolve that at the beginning of next session. So, anyways, yeah, kobolds.
Gross.
yeah, that's
The walls of insemination.
ripe.
That's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, they're super gross. Although Horny D would probably be really excited.
He'd be like just rubbing against the wall.
Yes,
like,
he would. He'd
ah.
be rolling around and shit.
He's like, oh,
Perfect
God.
place for.
Let me
the brothel.
just roll around in sex juices. Oh, right.
Yep. You call that painting the walls? I'll show you.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He would join in.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. So that'll conclude the stream. Hi, Internet. Bye, Internet. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. I'm going to click. Why does this? I just want to click the things.